A man doesn't need to think long before a fat meal, he replied to the exile. To become the owner of the bucket, he sincerely cooperate. To express the will. In terms of profit, I only need 1%. Sozo merchant puts his fist to his chest. Demonstrate a commitment to integrity. Please be master. Trust the power of our trading team. Towards the wind. After listening to the show, traders claim to get only 1% profit. Again committed to sincere cooperation. I thought he wanted a 3% profit. This Soiwa settlement is even more assertive than imagined. While no one speaks, then the boy, the merchant man, shouted. I've decided. After that, he is my brother-in-law. The boy said, the wind is blowing. The eyes are steady. Doesn't seem to be joking. After the boy's words, it's a funny sight. And Eli was completely taken aback. The face doesn't understand. And the boy's father, Soju, hurried back to his son. Coax Ryer, don't say anything. He turned to the wind. But you do have a daughter. Martial arts song, full, smart, resourceful. Is the girl who also wants. The owner likes such talent. If you... The man didn't finish the question the boy asked. Is there anything fun with your brother-in-law? Take me to see. The boy's innocence. Son, the merchant man accidentally angered Ellie. Make the girl pile up. Not called brother-in-law. This kid is the most hated kid in the world. The sky is gray. Mina, you're riding with the army of warriors. Each time we move deeper into the forest. To a rather narrow passage, Mina spoke. This road is too narrow to walk. Mina quickly wriggled through the trees. The wolf squad also followed. The girl of the VI race seems tired. I just walked a little bit and was panting. Mina saw that and asked her. Not really, or take a break. Patch her hands up, rubbing her eyes in response to the interrupted voice. No need in front. In front of you is the VI tribe. Mina, tell the wolf army. The escorts are here. Me with Viao up front. Suddenly, I see humanity. The beast tribe is hard to avoid panic. The men follow the escort and obey. Via stood and looked at Mina with grateful eyes. Thank you, Miss Mina. Mina looked back and smiled, she said. Let's go, replied Via. Two girls walking in the forest, the rustling of leaves. Lumpy, lumpy. Suddenly, Mina noticed something unusual. She pulled the ticket back. Mina said quietly to the two of you to stop and listen. Mina pulled out the knife, and she smelled something strange around here. Mina will scatter the bushes on the side of the road. Of course, in the grove is a little girl shivering with fear. She has blue hair. The eyes are also blue. You have a long coat on you, just showing your face and your hair. Suddenly, she realized that someone she knew was crying. Sumi, why are you here? Mina turned to look at Vi, a little surprised. The two of them know each other. The little girl saw Vi and hurried to speak. She ran back and hugged her wallet. The two sisters hugged each other and wept. Hoo. She is the girl who gently raised her hand. Swipe the blue hair to one side. Wiping tears for the little girl. I told Sumi you got hurt. What happened? Little Sumi rubbed her eyes as she sobbed and said, There's a predator who's attacking the tribe. Only you can escape hoo. Cause O hold her coaxing. Mina stood there listening to the beast tribe being attacked. Is extremely angry. She clenched her teeth, her hands trembling with anger. I asked the little girl Sumi. Not a tribe with SAO guards. Where's Mary? I looked up at the faces of the 7 gods. Put your own glue on. Sumi, since we were taken away. A lot of other people. Her voice choked. Because the misfortune was so great for the tribe. Families must be separated. Loved ones must be separated. She choked on every word and left us. Hoo, then burst out crying about this. She spoke up, but didn't know how to speak. You just hold your little sister in your arms. Far from dry mercy. Mina's hand was placed on her shoulder. Mina says now is not the time to be sad. Via and her little sister Sumi looked up at Mina. Go ahead and save someone. Mina moved forward with her eyes reflecting her. Cam Hen. She's determined to repay this vendetta to the tribe. It's still the rustling of leaves late at night. Where the beast tribe lives. The animal trade is rampant. They tied up the beatings and tortured the animals. The commander said, or this time, it's a big harvest. I just thought I was lucky. I can't believe I found a beast. Haha, he said and laughed arrogantly. That's right, and they're all little white animals. Now sell it to the pervert nobles. We will be rich. Haha, the boys are following Theo. They laughed and hollered in the cold night. The 4 animal granddaughters are hugging each other trembling in the tent. A big blue-haired beast with rabbit ears. He was just beaten by the commander. He and the box in his face made me fall in pain. He's an animal dealer with a muscular body. To Khan. He asked the boy if he had caught the little rabbit. We've sent someone to find it. There's no news. The junior replied, that rabbit looks cute. It's worth the most money. The big boss said. He was talking about Sumi. Rabbits with blue and double hair, cute blue eyes. To die. For letting go of the rabbit girl, he went mad. He couldn't vent where he was going. The beast is trembling on the ground. You just got hit by him. His stomach looked at his feet. A very strong foot fell directly on the beast's chin. Cause you to fall on your back and bleed. Shout out, tell me where you hit it. Even if you get hit. Being interrogated would not say. The little animals shivering inside the tent, whimpering. Tell the animal grandmother. Granny. Please save the record. Everybody's gone. They're the only ones left to take care of us. The little girls cry for help. Like a grandmother who just silently shakes her head, helplessly. Out in the field, the Kier commander grabbed the hands of the beast. Blue hair picked up. He spoke with hypocrisy. The queen's fury is wreaking havoc. It's so bad. You stay here just waiting to die. Not even close to the nobles. Not thinking for yourself. You have to think about the kids. Ha. His words seemed to smell like hypocrisy. He looked at him with great indignation. You bite the Buddha's teeth. A beach, saliva mixed with blood in your mouth, you just spat out. His face was so surprised he screamed furiously. This bastard. He pulled a knife from Ra's belt. I really want to die. The blade was close to the beast's neck. Suddenly, a stream of blood spurts out. Not from the beast's neck, but from the commander himself. He fell down. Mina appeared behind. Mina's sharp cassava blade. He helped him end his sinful life. The juniors raised their heads. Suddenly, lamb sword. The kids in the tent were screaming. Murray, has someone come to save us? Mrs. Messi almost did not answer. The robbers were surprised. Where did she come from? She was killed. They all shouted to kill her. They all rushed in. Mina was on the defensive. Mina threw stones at the ruffians. Wobbling, as fast as lightning, the blades cut their necks one by one. She turned them around just in time to scream. One piece of slang, you've almost killed all of them. Suddenly, there was a cry for help. Please save me. A person wearing a cloak that covers the person lying on the ground cries out. Above is a scoundrel holding a knife. Prepare to cut down. Mina thought the people calling for help were animals. You jump a step. Go to the scumbag Kier. He threw a foot on him. He fell back and asked the beast. No, can you stand up? The guy in the cloak had a sinister smile. He pretended to be a beast calling for help to draw Mina closer. Suddenly, he spread his hands, threw small objects in Mina's face. Ha ha ha, she was hit. Mina cried out in pain. These tiny objects that Kier shot at. You can't open your eyes. Tears trickled down into the stream. In my eyes, the traffickers jumped at the opportunity. They told each other to grab her. Mina can't see well. In front of her, the robber appeared. Suddenly, you hear a voice. Warrior beasts rely on SAO eyes. There is a saying that Mina woke up. You realize what you have to do. Wrong, close your eyes. The hooligans are just waiting for that, he exclaimed. Close your eyes and prepare to die, right? Ha ha, he rushed to claw a knife and Mina. Looks like he's slow to clean. A knife in the hand. A knife stuck in Mina's stomach correctly. He died in a short time. The rest of you are amazed. My eyes are still closed. Mobilize the remaining senses. Mina told herself not to rely on her eyes. To capture the opponent's movements. It's using the rest of your senses. Just think and act. The blades glide like the wind. One by one, they were defeated by Mina. Mina stopped thinking inwardly. There's a calm mind, you wonder. Who said earlier that? She looked up at someone standing above her. Red robes fluttering in the wind. A female warrior with platinum eyes and hair. Werewolf rider. To grab a foot and jump up high. What kind of animal can jump that high? He wears a horn on his head. Meet Tai, like Tai Ho Lai. As white as skin, it's dark. Mexican LAN, startled look up. Not only that, she fell down. It's like the nucleus just dropped. It impacts the people around you. They're all shot. She swung her long sword high into the sky. Red eyes, it's as cool as a killer who's roaming this place. Eyes one by one. Bright red died in her eyes. Then you throw another round. What kind of animal can do such harm? You just need to throw a sword. It's got everyone shooting everywhere. It's the horseman of the beast kingdom. She realized who you are. I didn't think I could meet you. Not wrong economics of the backward beast kingdom. Shortage of resources. It's based on the smuggling of metals from humanity. It's possible to create a branch of animal knights. Mexico, it's like we've solved something quite important. Of which the most famous is the werewolf horseman. The rider is still in full swing. Kill them one by one. You just need to swing a sword. You can kill 4 people at a time. Everyone can be alone. Against some knights of the nation's kingdom. The rider showed no sign of stopping. He kept holding the sword forward. Eyes radiating gas. But I heard that. The female werewolf knights protect the royal family. Princess King Fei, why do you appear here again and ask a lot of questions too? You haven't had time to answer all the questions. One fell in front of me. They looked forward in shock. Her hands are still holding the blue-haired baby. In front of you is Avaza the beast horseman. In a moment, she was back to her original form. The strength of a knight. The Mexicans must be amazed. That surprised Mexico like this. The rider must have incredible power. After cleaning up the people outside, the rider turned and walked straight towards the tent. Princess Averi is here. The footsteps rush like the sound of a horse. The rider was anxious to open the door. You are amazing. You see and hear all these little animals. And an aged prisoner. Everyone is shaking and hugging each other tight. Not again. It seems like the person you're looking for is here. Her face suddenly became tense. Princess, where are you? Those eyes were behind the gas. It's pretty teary now. Mari, you're not okay. The animals are locked inside. I hear your voice and stand up. Eyes glistening out the door. The corners of the mouth were covered. Now I'm smiling like the sun. It's your voice. They all became excited because they knew they were going to be free. Granny, Granny. Is your sister back? A little boy came close and hugged her. Her innocent eyes looked up and asked her if maybe someone from the tribe came back and saved her. The old woman woke up right now, a teary face, unable to believe his eyes. I said, I appeared in the middle of the door. You call to Marie. She called her name with joy and hope. At first, it was just Mary's name. But then she stopped. When you see the kids. The old woman's voice trembled and asked her. Gentle eyes, your grace has been waiting for you for a long time. Your sister is really you. People aren't okay, that's good. We all run to embrace each other. Rejoice and be happy. There has never been a meeting of animals. To be so warm again. They're all worried about each other. So when they saw each other again, they said it was a miracle. Because it's good. Everybody's leaving us. Our price doesn't matter. Just love for these kids. Mari shared the suffering she had been through. She is not healthy, but she is a good person. She couldn't bear to leave the children alone. Via also sympathized with her. The kids heard it. Everyone is crying out loud. Grandmother Hoo looked at the children beside her. She also shed tears herself. The animal's compassion also comes from here. Mrs. Magi, don't worry. She patted her shoulder and comforted her because she had not returned from treatment. Because I found the land in the south. It's enough to make the animals unfit. We don't have to suffer anymore. Your warm words has calmed the little hearts. Just been detained. It's like they've just been reunited back home. The horseman watched as they reunited. There must be some jealousy. So she sighed and turned her sword and walked away. In the dark night, the snow covers the space. The rider keeps walking in cold solitude. That's good. Take it. America threw me a small bag. Not a step, not a drink. The bag is finished in your hand. No missed play. Why can you be so strong? Mexico wants to ask the secret to be so strong. But you've been strange. Silence for a while is Mexican. Because I have a reason I can't lose. The knight replied coldly. Who he exudes quintessence. The meaning of a responsible person. This silhouette makes Mexico remember the exile. This is the same thing that your father used to say to you. The reason why I can't lose. The devil looks you straight in the eye and says, make your heart beat thin. A new day begins. People start working in the 30-degree sun. Another harvest is coming. AI also takes advantage of the field. The wind is waking up now. Let us embrace the new day. The face shows free comfort. The owner does not lack food, it's really leisurely. Liu Feng said softly. Contented face. Your happy laughter makes me look at you. But when you turn around, you hide. Looks like you feel. Get someone behind, but then also ignore. You have to strengthen the defense on the other side. There are 25 new people entering 5 and digging 5. Order the Taurus to deal strictly. The 5 diggers are saying you found something. The little yellow hand was hiding in the corner of the wall. After returning home to eat, the stomach is devoured. He was asking about Nicolini. It's okay for the pizza shop. He asked about the status of the pizza shop. It's almost ready to open. When Mexico comes back with a wallet, it can be opened. Licolin excitedly told me. Ollie was eating suddenly stopped. She stared and the two. They saw the wind turn towards them. You're like an ant touching the back of your head. 2 hands up on me. When I'm done eating, find an excuse to leave. This puzzlement of Enlili caused exile and Nico. The helpless spirit doesn't understand what's going on. The old man wanted to escape. But now I've closed it outside the door. She stood outside once she walked in. Not the owner. I found the room empty without anyone. You immediately wonder, what are you looking for? Where did Ra appear behind her back? It makes you scream again. Who's looking for you? I'm your brother. She's a circuit that runs out on the opposite side between the back and the wall. His mouth stuttered awkwardly, and he spoke casually. Tell me what's wrong. The wind seems to look at them. Your thoughts are all things. You don't have to think of a way to help. My mouth refused to push, but hands too. You shake the paper out in front of the exile. Let me see. Take the paper. It's news from the bag floor. Escaped smugglers. This is the information that I hear on the machine. Eavesdropping homemade. They also want to take advantage of people who trade outside, to avoid tariffs. It's really hateful to lie in a hole like this. But that alone. To be angry instead of the wind. You like to scratch, tear them to pieces. Feel the memory of using the wind. Look at your lovely actions. Sei Feng sighed and laughed silently. His eyes suddenly fell into his mouth, whispering softly. But I don't know how to do it. You're confused because you can't solve it. Save the wind. The socks are laughing. Your laughter makes you feel safe. To deal with these predatory traders. I've been preparing for a long time. Master has chosen the guards you need. And also invited Giant to come. Bull's good news showed Liu Feng very good. Things are moving in the direction of the wind. Let's go and talk quietly, and you turn around and call quietly Theo. I went to see the scene and I just set it up. You walk proudly and boldly, take me to see your plan. The preparation you did before. The sky is pouring rain. The torrential raindrops at the Great Guard. Or maybe we should run away right now. I don't know why he's in exile. Let us out again. I heard that Baron Oma was also arrested by him. 2 have just been released. There was a bad intention in front of the guards. Not even going now, then there will be no more chance. Besides, the chicken is waiting in the ghost town. Disciple name 5 times 7 plays. Make a plan to escape with your master. Mr. Giant, please follow me. Guard. The beast at the door enthusiastically invited the 2 of you to come out. Where does the company come from? But the face is pretty shiny 7. The 2 of them were taken to the room. They're all big-headed buffaloes. It's no different than a gangster. They looked at the 2 people at the door laughing. Lord, thank God they are so strong. I suddenly felt so weak that I couldn't help it. The disciple was weak and afraid of these men. He made his master's name pale too. And then they just kept walking through that room. Look at that badge. It must be steel. I'm sure you have some money now. The assistant looked at the badge. Here, shiny police department, with a rather panicked face. Their equipment is so sophisticated. And there, not even the horsemen of Lima were equal. That's great. What is this guard? Blonde man name. I'd be surprised by this modernity. In the deputy director's office, the prison guard took them to the front door. Mr. Giant, your hallucination and your badge are in your office. Listen to the animals and you don't understand. Lord, he said to you. You've got your armor and badge. The assistant looked at him nervously. The office is not. The Baron in exile wants me to go to the guard. That's right. He came from a distance to answer them. They suddenly turned out. I want you to be the deputy of the guard. To give you my opinion. Welcome to the guard. The animals salute you with excitement. I'm still pretty confused about this. I don't understand why I was chosen. I know you used to be a knight. Then he was demoted as an official. It's always not useful. I've been studying Giant for a long time. That's why I gave you such a high position. That's right, the number of Giant days is miserable. Clearly a talented person, but I couldn't meet the time. He was also oppressed by that ghost baron. The assistant's name mourned his master. To the point where the teeth just spit. Even the girl I love the most. It's also involved. Just cry. I've just poured out Giant's unjust life. Now I'll give you a chance to equip the scene. The satellite is very sophisticated. All the guards are the best. Selected out of the army. Liu Feng said honest words, sincere to Giant. Makes you confused in your heart. From now on, people will catch criminals. Maintain security and order, ensuring the safety of property and life. For all the people of this Atlantic city. He raised his hand to his chest and said firmly. Times like this, you are like the glory of a king. Giant, can you do it? The guard looked straight at Giant and asked me back. I'm still a little bit undecided. But after a while, I closed my eyes. Listen, according to my talent, I understand. Give your best to the owner. Giant lowered his knees and took orders. The assistant also meekly knelt down. Emotions that swoop up, swoop down. Finally, they looked at each other, nod with the right kind of mind. This is like a sign. The tree will grow stronger. Why did you take me to see this? Save Feng and Patch after infection show Ryan. Come back immediately. They each had an umbrella in the rain. File a story. Smuggling has not been solved. I still don't understand why you brought me here. Tell me if there will be a guard. Then they'll be able to catch criminals. There is smuggling, tax evasion, right? She laughed and replied to her innocence. Why I didn't think of. You seem to have gained another knowledge. But then I realized I was from home. His face turned back to the room. That's what I've always wanted to do. It's almost like that. That's not wrong. I also think it's appropriate for Giant to be in charge. You said shut it down to avoid being blamed. That's right. I can't think of food again. I have to say I'm good. You should be flattered to avoid trouble. People are running around and killing each other. We're wet as rats. Do something good again. You are so handsome. The neighborhood is as busy as ever. That's right. Let's go home and eat. I want to eat the tomato stir-fried chicken eggs that Nicolini cooked. The two of them talked and went home. The morning begins again, but the sun shines through the golden leaves. Like autumn leaves, the army is rescuing the beast through the forest. To return to the west, because that noble will accept us as Sao. Like we're animals. Mari is still worried. I don't know if that's okay. I see you are still suspicious. I'll take care of your worries. Don't worry. The owner is not like the other nobles. Whether human or animal. It's in his Atlantic. Just be able to work is to be able to feed yourself. As we have so many children, we're getting old. Sister, if you have some adults working, that's enough. You're more worried. Afraid it will bring trouble to you. That's right, many kids.